Well, rave reviews coming in for the real Sarabjit. So, Randeep, how tough was this particular role for you?
Well, every role is tough. Every role has got its different difficulties. Some are emotionally challenging, some are physically challenging, some are just challenging enough to find what is to be done, In this case, that was not the case. It was more of the other part, because in case we had a real life image, and there was a uproar on social media that they've used the real Sarabjit's, and I've read in the reviews also they've used the real Sarabjit's photos for certain dharnas and everything that the family does, but that's not true. That's me.
I mean, and honestly, physical transformation of another level in 30 days, 18 kilos. It's no mean feat.
Yeah, 30 days, it almost reached 20 kilos. They were supposed to shoot the village portions first, so I was promoting Mayor Charles, which was another transformational part. So I thought, I'll pile up the weight and, pile up some fat, because I don't have much fat anyway. So I thought I'll pile up some fat and then go down. But I was all muscle, and then, they said that they're going to shoot the jail portions first, so it became a fight to the finish, to the finish line.
And honestly, I mean, playing Sarabjit, what made you say yes to this? Because also we don't know what happened in those years in the jail. It's something that from your imagination you could have just anticipated reading it. It's actually a sister's crusade to save her brother. So, two questions in one. What made you say yes, and how did you prepare, wondering what this man must have gone through?
I'll address your first question first, which is that I first got to know, somebody sent me an article that his real daughters and his sister, Sarabjit's real daughter, they wanted me to play Sarabjit. But I didn't pay attention to it, because I was not even aware that there's such a movie being made. And then when I got a call from Umang, that's when I really paid attention to it and I read about it. I said, this is Providence. So my main reason for doing it was that. Secondly, there were only few reference pictures before he went to jail, and then there was one picture from jail, and there were some letters. So one constructed every human being would probably go through the same things if he's shackled for 18 years in a Kal Kotri. A lot of people around him went insane, but he held on to his sanity by a string. But he did. So it's a lot to do with my own personal experience of what I went through, and what I could go through and what I would go through if I really put myself in his shoes. Whether it's real or fictional, it's the same thing. You have to be truthful on screen. And secondly, with a real character, what happens is that you get a reference, you get a boundary. But with the fictional characters, there's another different kind of challenge. With the real characters, you have to fit yourself within those boundaries as much as you can. And with the fictional characters, there are so many choices in which direction you could go. So to come to a conclusion of this is how, with the director of course, how we're going to follow it, it's an even harder task. It's an even harder task.
And you do a lot of real life characters on reel. So, and you get very emotionally involved also. So how, is it it just happens? Because we've seen you, even when Mayor Charles, you got very emotionally involved, with your character.
He was not a very emotional character, but
though he was not a
I was very emotionally involved with the character. Yeah.
So and is it a conscious decision?
And I did it in Raja Ravi Verma as well.
Yeah, I interviewed you for that. Is it a conscious decision? You are now more inclined
No. It's nothing. No, not at all. Being an actor who's not from the industry, the hardest part is to get a part. So when you get a part, and it's not, so you get a few scripts and parts, and then you try and choose the best out of what you get. So these are the choices that I have made, and I'm hoping that they work in a longer run for my career. But apart from that, it's really a shot in the dark,
And a lot of people actually feel you are one of the very underrated actors, because they come out saying he's fantastic and he's an underrated actor.
But I would rather be underrated than overrated. That's for sure. But I don't know, underrated in what sense? Am I not being utilized enough?
You're not being utilized
enough. Am I
not
getting enough opportunities? So I guess then that's a question for the makers at large, It's not for me. I do my part. I've never felt underrated about anything that I have done in my life. I give it my all, and I love what I do, man. I just love it.
And we can see
I have the luxury of living a lot of different lives without the real life repercussions, and that's the thrill for me, for my job.
Okay, and one real life character you would really want to play?
I don't know, it's probably going to fall in my lap sooner or later.